2022. And I give the call to the honourable member for Wills.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And in continuation on the debate on this bill, I was going through in the House the adoption or the introduction of both the EPA, which is going to deliver on the promise of establishing an Environment Protection Agency, which we made that commitment at the last election, but also the Environment Information Australia, EIA, and also the commitments we've made to address some of the unintended outcomes or unforeseen issues related to the transition to the EPA, which is also part of the reforms or the changes and the bill. So the EPA, Mr Speaker, it's a body that has significant and will have significant power to enforce federal environmental law. And these powers include issue environment protection orders, the ability to do that. These are stop work orders to anyone breaking the law, auditing of businesses to ensure they are compliant with environmental conditions of granted approvals, providing better guidance and education to businesses to make rules clearer and easier to follow, increasing compliance, and, of course, empowering courts to impose fines of up to $780 million or prison sentences up to 7 years for extremely serious breaches of federal environmental law. This brings penalties into line with punishments for serious financial offences such as insider trading and market manipulation. The recent audit of environmental offsets undertaken between June 2023 and March 2024 found that 1 in 7 EPBC Act approvals were non-compliant with approval conditions, highlighting the need for both greater education and tougher penalties. The EIA will increase transparency in decision-making, including through creating a public website that will provide government and the public with authoritative and high-quality environmental information and data. Unlike the past, where we saw a complete vacuum when it came to environmental data, just wasn't put out there, this is going to make sure that the public see exactly the statistics, the analysis and the scientific data that they can actually assess. And the EIA will also develop an online database that will give businesses better access to this data and help make federal approvals quicker and easier as they go through the process. There's also going to be public reporting on our progress, the government's progress towards established environmental goals, such as protecting 30% of Australia's land and seas by 2030. That's accountability, Deputy Speaker. The EIA will also be required by law to publish a State of the Environment report every 2 years instead of the previous 5 years interval. This will prevent future governments from hiding the truth about the Australian environment, frankly, like the previous government did. The Nature Positive Plan is a crucial part of our environmental legislative agenda. It's world-leading action on environmental protection that recognises the incredible biodiversity and natural wonders that Australia is home to and blessed with. While the Coalition buries their heads in the sand with decades-away empty promises of nuclear energy, we remain focused on a clean, renewable future backed by scientists, businesses and experts. In only 2 years, Deputy Speaker, we have seen record investment in renewables, record investment, with 40% of our main national grid now powered by renewables. That's a real achievement over just over 2 years in government, and that was confirmed by the AEMO just the other day. Now, this sits side by side with investment in coastal reef restoration, threatened species protection, transforming our recycling system, the new National Water Agreement and the delivery of the Murray-Darling Basin Plan, among many other actions. It's not grandstanding. It's not getting up there with a megaphone and carrying on and doing slogans. It's getting down, putting your head down and doing the hard work necessary to protect the environment. That's what this government's been doing. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of politicisation and weaponisation of these issues, Deputy Speaker. It's all about the politics, whether it's the coalition with their fantasy of nuclear energy and nuclear power plants, whether it's the Greens minor party who are shouting slogans and spreading misinformation. But this government is actually doing the work. Is actually doing the work that a government's supposed to. It's passing laws. It's getting things done. And you know, we've heard all about quiet diplomacy. I'd say there's some quiet work on environmental law that's going on here that actually has a material effect, a substantive, a real effect on the environment, in protecting the environment. That's what we're about, and that's what this government has been delivering and has the Minister for Environment Tanya Plibersek has been delivering again and again over the last 2 years. We've got a proven track record. This government has a proven track record of ensuring that this precious environment that we have, that we all share, that it remains pristine, that it remains intact for future generations, for our kids and our grandkids. That's a fundamentally important obligation, responsibility of this place and of the Government of Australia, because we are blessed in this continent with such an amazing environment. And the laws that we're debating today and the laws that have been put in place are about protecting that for our kids and our grandchildren. The establishment of the EPA and the EIA increase and will increase knowledge and education, and it will also make sure that those tasked with protecting the environment are doing so with the backing of strong penalties for those who fail in their duty and fail to do what is right. And these bills support the stage 1, as I said, Deputy Speaker, of the Nature Positive Plan, which has given us such great steps forward in protecting local environments, like I mentioned in my lecture at the Moonee Ponds Creek, and the regeneration of native flora and fauna for the enjoyment and the benefit of the community, for the protection of that environment. That Nature Positive Plan and the bill that we're debating today, which will support it and strengthen it, and the whole of the environmental legal framework, it's going to give confidence to business. It's going to give confidence to the public that real actions on environmental protection are taking place, are being done, and they're being done with an appropriate oversight as well, Deputy Speaker. Now, as Australians, we're all, as I said, proud. We all cherish our natural environment. We know that the Biodiversity Council has found that 81% of Australians support measures to protect Australian wildlife of cultural significance, and 71% believe that governments have a duty of care to protect future generations from environmental harm. A duty of care, one of our responsibilities in this place, one that is being materialising through this bill, through the stage 1 of the Nature Positive Plan, the protection of our pristine environment for future generations. That's our duty of care, and we take that seriously. We do the hard work in putting these bills to this place, passing these laws as a government, not playing politics with these issues, because they're too important for future generations. They're important for us today. And we all take this duty seriously, Deputy Speaker. The duty to protect the environment from harm, to protect the pristine environment that we all share. And so I'm proud to be part of a government, of a Labor government, of the Albanese Labor government, that is actually delivering this protection to the environment for this generation and for future generations.